Whew. Today, we're going to be talking about thread lifts. There it is. Okay. Now there's many different kinds of threads and it's trending on social media. So we want to tell you the truth about them, what it does, what it can't do, and why it's so misunderstood. So as an advocate, I'm going to show you some videos of me getting it done. I did on only half my left face, half my neck, just to see what it felt like and to see how it worked. So sometimes we get patients that come in and they've never done anything, and yet they want threads. And I tell them, it's not what you think. So I think the first thing is there's many kinds of threads. So I'm going to show you the different kinds. Okay, these are the short baby threads. These were made in Korea about 30 years ago, and they were just straight and they build collagen. Okay, so these are very easy to perform, but they do not cause a lift. So over the last several years, threads have gotten very, very popular, and these are the threads. Look how much longer they are. And it gets progressively thicker, and these are the most advanced threads in the market. These are the infinity molded threads by Nova Threads. They are barbed. So as we put the cannula in, we pull it back out, the thread remains, and then it's almost like a hook. We can pull and gently tug. So the first point I want to give is that thread lift sounds actually better than what it really does. Okay, when we think thread lift, we think like this, or wants this, and it doesn't do that. It might give you a slight tug, which is different than a lift. So the honesty behind this is that I would recommend just doing threads little by little. If you're a novice to this and haven't done Botox or fillers, don't do threads. I make an analogy in Hawaii that these kind of threads, this is like surfing pipeline in the winter when you haven't even gone to Waikiki yet. You don't know what you're asking for. If it's not done well, it can hurt. This entire length will be inserted and then withdrawn and then pulled. These threads are made of polydioxanone. They are absorbable sutures, just like they use in cardiothoracic surgery. So imagine that you have a heart attack, they open up the chest, they fix the valve. Now they got to close the heart back up. And as they use these sutures, they dissolve gradually, and in its place, it starts to build collagen. So they have to be strong. Now here's the thing, they build collagen, just like Sculptra. So I think of threads as an adjunct, sort of like a rebar. So if I were to build a house, I would not build it with threads. Ideally, you'd have the patient get a little bit of Botox in the upper part of the face, fillers if you need volume, Sculptra for sure. You blanket this area with collagen stimulators, then you can use Morpheus or microneedling to stimulate the collagen. Use it together. And at the very end, if there are slight areas that you want a little bit of reinforcement, like a rebar, then I would use the threads. So please don't think of the word lift. Think of it more like thread tug or collagen stimulation. The advantage of this is that it can be put in the neck, it can be put under the eyes, and these are areas where you cannot put Sculptra. So ideally, the way that I use it is I would use Sculptra first and then place the threads at a later date if they need it. So in Korea, I've seen people put 100 to 200 threads all over the face, and it looks really dramatic. It looks really cool, actually. But I'd rather do Sculptra. There's less bruising, there's less pain, and it's more evenly distributed, and it's more cost effective. So the way that I use this is it depends on your laxity, depends on your expectations, and depends on your pain tolerance. If this is not done well, it can hurt. And there are complications as well. In inexperienced hands, you can get a pucker, you can get discomfort and bruising. So be careful. And once you do it well, just know that you can always add more gradually, little by little. In conclusion, thread lifts are good. but they are not a substitute for surgery. So if you have somebody with severe laxity and some heavy jowling, this will not correct it. So think about it. It's a great adjunct, not a primary treatment. And if you're interested, I'd be happy to do it for you, and come in for a free consultation. Aloha.